Hello, everyone. I hope you're enjoying today's news. Welcome to LORA Stories channel. We have a new story, but I won't keep you any longer. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Laura, the eldest daughter in a home that always felt too small for the weight inside it. My mother's sick breathing and my father's silent absence. I used to wake up before the sun, prepare breakfast, tie Catherine's hair, walk her to school, then run to work. Sometimes cleaning for neighbors, sometimes helping in a shop, sometimes scrubbing floors in tiny salons. I was just a girl, but life forced me to become a mother. People used to ask me, "Why do you do all this?" And I always said, because my little sister deserves a better life than mine. Our home didn't have heat, but Catherine warmed it just by smiling. And every night after she slept, I cried silently into my pillow so she would never worry. Catherine grew older, and so did the problems. Expenses, attitude, drama. My mother would collapse every time the school called. Another fight, another absence, another mistake. I stood between them like a shield, protecting Catherine, making excuses, fixing trouble, paying debts, working extra shifts. To her, I wasn't a sister. I was a safety net. One day, I came home early and found Catherine hosting a wild mini party with her friends. Music, makeup everywhere, drinks, mess, arrogance. And there I was, my clothes still wet from cleaning chemicals, hands cracked, back hurting. She looked at me with cold eyes and said, "How long are you going to stay miserable? Live a little, Laura." Those words stabbed me. I worked so she could live comfortably, yet she saw my sacrifice as misery. But I stayed silent. Then he came. Adam. The man who would change everything. Polite, responsible, from a good family. I truly believed he would protect Catherine from herself. Catherine celebrated the proposal, and I celebrated with her. I skipped shifts to take her dress shopping, paid for makeup trials, helped with planning, handled her moods and breakdowns. I poured my soul into her wedding preparations. Slowly, Catherine changed. She stopped thanking me. She stopped asking my opinion. She treated me like her assistant. She talked about me behind my back. One night, I overheard her telling a friend, "Laura has an old mind. She knows nothing about real life." I swallowed that pain, but something inside me cracked. One day, a large box arrived home. Inside that box was a folder. And inside that folder, a nightmare, written in ink. Catherine's wedding demands, all directed at me. She wanted a 7,000 mod wedding dress, a second evening dress, heavy gold jewelry, a luxury makeup stylist, a photo shoot in a 5-star hotel, new living room furniture, complete kitchen appliances, gifts for the groom's family, home decorations, and even help with their honeymoon trip. Bedroom setup, extra decor, cushions, carpets, things even royal weddings don't ask for. I held the paper with shaking hands. I asked, "Catherine, why is all this written under my name?" She answered calmly, "Because you're the eldest, and you never refused to give." I said, This isn't about refusing. This is unreasonable. Then she dropped the sentence that shattered me. Adam's family needs to see me as someone big. And you must show that you support me without limits. I went into my room, closed the door, and something inside me just collapsed. Who am I? I whispered to myself. A person? A sister? Or just a machine for giving? I saw flashes of my life. Working summers so she could buy sandals. Working winters so she could get branded coats. Working holidays so she could go out with friends. Eating leftovers so she could have fresh food. Staying up late so she could sleep comfortably. And I realized Catherine didn't see me as a sister. She saw me as a resource.
I confronted her. Catherine, I can't do all this. This wedding list is insane. She laughed. Laughed. You're just a sister, not a burden. But if you want to act cheap, do whatever. Just a sister. The most painful sentence I ever heard. I couldn't sleep. My tears burned my face. My hands trembled. I made the hardest decision of my life. I would not go to the wedding. I couldn't watch a celebration built on lies, manipulation, and drained dignity. Catherine walked into her wedding without me. People asked, "Where is Laura?" She lied. She has issues. She didn't want to come. She painted me as jealous, selfish, heartless. But truth always finds a way. One of her own friends whispered loudly, "How? Laura paid for everything." The room shifted. The atmosphere changed. Guests whispered. Family members exchanged looks. Catherine panicked and kept lying. "Laura never helped me. She's jealous. She doesn't want me to be happy." The lies piled up, but they didn't last. A relative of Adam called me. "Laura, is it true you didn't help your sister?" I breathed painfully and said, "I spent my whole life helping her, but she broke me at the end." Silence. And then everything collapsed. After the wedding, Adam started discovering the truth. Lies, overspending, attitude, manipulation. Arguments exploded daily. Catherine couldn't keep up her act. Within weeks, everything fell apart. She returned home. Catherine knocked on my door one evening. Her eyes were empty. Her voice cracked. "Laura, forgive me. I lied. I hurt you. I wanted to look bigger than I am. I lost myself." I looked at her long, remembered the childhood, the sacrifices, the endless nights. I finally said, "Catherine, I forgive you, but the version of me that gave without limits, she no longer exists." Catherine started to change, slowly, painfully. But I began rebuilding myself. I learned to say no. I learned to protect my time. I learned that kindness must have boundaries. I learned that giving without limits leads to self-destruction. Today, I am not the same woman. I'm learning, living, dressing for myself, traveling, exploring. I am no longer a shadow. I am a whole person. Catherine learned her lesson, and we may build a relationship again, but never like before. Because the old Laura, the invisible giver, died. And the new Laura, finally, lives for herself.